welcome back. So today's video is another 60-second reads. So remember, these texts are taken from Twinkl. They're fantastic texts. I haven't made them, but we're going to go through them together, have a read and answer some questions. So here is the text. Today we're looking at a text all about roller coasters. You've got 60 seconds to read it, and once that's up, we'll have a look at some vocabulary in there that may have been a bit confusing, and then we'll have a go at answering some questions. Okay, so let's go through some of those words that may have been a bit confusing. So the first word that I've picked out is this word fashionable. Now, if you take away the suffix at the end of the word that is probably most noticeable there is fashion. Now, if something is fashionable or in fashion, it means that it's trendy. People like it. It's very popular right now. So the roller coaster has been a fashionable ride for many years, suggests that it is popular. It's something that has been liked for many years. The next word that I've picked out is historically. Historically, it is believed that the roller coaster was inspired by sledging on the icy Russian mountains. So if something is historically believed or is historical, it means that it is set in the past. So again, taking away the suffix at the end, you've got that word historic. We know history. So this is an idea that has come from the past. The next word that I've identified is inspired. The roller coaster was inspired. If something is inspired by something, it means that it is based on something, or somebody has given you that good idea to do it. So for example, the picture that's up on your screen now is of Greta, who is a young girl who is fighting for the right to look after our planet. And she inspires a lot of people to do the same thing. So it's basically basing your idea on something that has made you feel happy or impressed. The next word that I've picked out is popularity. The popularity of the coaster did not spread initially. So if something is popular, it means it's well liked. And that other word in there, that sentence that I haven't highlighted, but actually I do feel like some of you may have been confused with, is that word initially. If it doesn't do it initially, it means it didn't do it straight away. So if you think about the initials of your name, so for example, mine is M and Q. They are the first letters of your first name and your surname. So initial means first idea. So the next word that I've picked out a little bit further down is shuttle track. So if a roller coaster runs on a circuit, it means that it starts and ends in the same place and goes in the same direction. It might have loops and turns, but it travels in the same direction. If it's a shuttle track ride, it means that it gets to the end of the track and then goes backwards along the same track back to the first place. A bit like trains on a track. Trains don't turn round on their track. They can be driven from either end of the train. It goes in one direction, and then when they've got to the end of the line, the driver will go to the other side of the train and drive it back down the same line. So that's what a shuttle track is. So the next word I've picked out is modern, so modern roller coasters. So if something is modern, it means it's up to date. So if you have a look at the picture that's just come up on your screen now, the phone on the right hand side, the smartphone, is more modern because it's the kind of phone that we would expect to see people using today, whereas the other phone that's next to it is an older phone that people may have used in the past, but is not something that you would see today, so it's not a modern phone. Okay, so on your screen now are some quick questions. There are 4 altogether. Once I finish talking, the text will come up on the screen for you to have a look at. And if you pause the screen, have a go at answering, and when you're done, if you press play, we will go through the answers together. So here are some of the answers. Number 1, when did the first well-known roller coaster open and where? So it opened in the year 1884 and in New York, or if you have just put in America or USA, that would be fine. Number 2, find and copy 2 words which tell you that roller coasters are well liked. So we had that word fashionable, which is something that we talked about. Obviously, if it's fashionable, it's popular, it's well liked right now. And highly admired, if you just wrote the word admired, that's absolutely fine. Number 3, how do roller coasters of the past compare with modern day? Accept an explanation that roller coasters are faster. They don't run on wooden tracks. They've got better safety features, and that you can have anything to do with the fact that they're still popular. So you don't have to have all of those. You can have any one of those explanations. And number 4, summarise the information about the original roller coasters in less than 20 words. So for this one, I can't really tell you what the answer is because you will have all chosen 20 different words or a different summary of it. But it's essentially linking to question 3. If you have told me any of those features about the olden roller coasters, so for example that they were slower, that they ran on wooden tracks, that they had lower safety standards, you could still tell me that they were popular rides back in the past. Any of those things would work as long as it is written in 20 words or less. This ain't over.